Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had an amazing, fantastic week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live, welcome back. For those of you who are absolutely new, and this may be your very first mental health moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And for those of you who are tuning in to the replay on Dr. Nekeshia Hammond YouTube, welcome, welcome. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. And thanks for those who are starting to join here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who don't know, or if you're new to mental health moment, you may not know that I love celebrating. I love giving back. So it's a perfect combination. So I am going to do my one ask of the year for you all to think about, because I have a birthday coming up here in 2 days. So to celebrate my birthday, I would love if you all can make a donation at ryanneesfoundation.org. For those of you not familiar with the foundation, first of all, I've been a part of that foundation for many years. I think it's like 8 years so far on their board. It's an amazing organization helping youth, helping the community, helping college students, for our alumni. There's so many different programs. You can read all about it on ryanneesfoundation.org. But in lieu of any gifts for me, I would love if you guys could take a minute. Every single donation counts. So I would love for you to donate in honor of my birthday, you all, because you know I love to celebrate and I love to give back. And yes, in Hammond Psychology, my company will also be giving a donation for my birthday as well. So I would love for you guys to donate. And thank you guys for saying happy birthday in the chat here. Thank you. I'd like I said, I find any reason to celebrate. So I'm excited. This is birthday week for me, and just spending time with friends and family. I have my annual ladies only brunch for some of my closest friends on Sunday. So I'm super excited about that, and time with my family and time with the other friends this week. So I'm excited because I like getting together and eating good food. But thank you guys so much for all the birthday love in the comments. I appreciate you all. And also let me know where you're tuning in from. Yep, someone said happy birthday from Virginia. Let me know where you're tuning in from today. Irvine, California is in the house. Welcome. Someone said, praise God. Yes, super, super grateful. Always grateful, right, for another day. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I'm super excited. Washington State's in the house. And for those of you new to Mental Health Moment, I do reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Some of the time I'm usually in some other city. Today I am in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, though. Florida's in the house also. Welcome, welcome. Las Vegas is in the house. California, Connecticut. Someone said, cool. Yes, I'm excited. But yeah, for those of you just now joining, before I start Mental Health Moment today, I just wanted to say for my birthday, I am happy to really promote an amazing foundation, Ryan Nees Foundation. You can go to ryanneesfoundation.org. Every single donation counts. And we are raising money right now. We have one of our biggest fundraisers of the year, which is for our student service program. So it's a program for 11th and 12th graders, teaching them about leadership, teaching them about service, teaching them about giving back. Again, amazing program. And we also have alumni, the post-high school alumni program too, and a bunch of other programs helping the community. So it's a lot of good work. So again, if you've been watching Mental Health Moment for a while, or even if you're brand new, I would love for you to go there. And again, every single donation counts. So thank you all in advance. Somebody said, happy birthday from Oakland, California. Welcome. Hope it'll be a great birthday. Me too. I'm excited. For those of you just joining, I have lots to celebrate this week and just spending time with friends and family. So I'm super excited about that. For those of you who are brand new to Mental Health Moment, every first Tuesday of the month, we actually spend some time thinking about our youth when it comes to mental health, because of course it's amazing, right? For us to be working on ourselves, yay, to become the best version of who we are so we can show up for ourselves and for those around us. But there's also a lot of kids and teens out there who also need a lot of help when it comes to the mental health department. A lot of cheering on, a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration. They need it too. So whether you are a parent, whether you're a grandparent, whether you're aunt, uncle, you know someone with a kid, you work with kids or whatever capacity, then the first Tuesday of the month, again, is all devoted to sharing this information for yourself or sharing this information with someone who needs it. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Houston, Texas is in the house. Arizona, Colorado, welcome, welcome. So a couple quick tips today, again, when we're thinking about our youth. And this is something we've talked about actually as adults on Mental Health Moment. But again, the same type of concept is something I want you to be thinking about for the kids in your life too. So, and that is, how do they start their day? So if you, again, if you're a parent, grandparent, or you know people with kids, usually the beginning of the day is just like super hectic when it comes to kids because they are either on their own schedules, you're reminding them to brush their teeth, they need to get ready, something spilled, something happened, somebody's crying. Like it's a lot going on generally in the mornings when it comes to kids. But it's still important to think about and be creative with it. And I'm going to give you a couple tips with this, but how are they starting their day? Right? Because what you can do, believe it or not, early on for these kids is we can teach them healthy habits early. We don't have to wait until they're adults. We don't have to wait until they're falling apart. We don't have to wait until all these things are going wrong. We start early, even preschool ages, elementary ages, start early to teach them healthy habits. So the first thing to think about is whatever you choose to do or whatever you want to, again, share this with someone else, it has to be something that's quick. Meaning it has to be something that only takes like literally 2 minutes or less. And when I say that is because I completely understand as a parent, as a psychologist, as a person who's talked to a gazillion parents, like I get it. Like mornings are hectic, mornings are busy. So I'm not saying, hey, start their day and you have some 30-minute something or another. Like that's just too much, especially if they're school age. Like these kids have stuff to do, right? It's like they have stuff to do and so do we. But you can think about starting their day with something that takes a little bit of time. So even if it's, again, like 2 minutes or less, whether it's, you may have seen it on social media, whether it's some type of affirmations, just pouring into them. What can they repeat back? Something positive about themselves. Maybe if you're spiritual or you have a certain, religious beliefs, it might be saying a quick prayer, or it might be, doing something where they move their body and they're stretched, or some type of routine. Again, that's something quick just to start their day and to help them understand how important it is for them to be thinking about their mental health. And again, that looks very different. If we're talking about a 3-year-old or a 13-year-old, of course, that's very different, right? But make sure that's quick. Yep. Someone said words of encouragement take 2 minutes or less. Absolutely, right? The second thing is to think about, do they need help with this particular activity? Again, if you're talking about a preschooler, elementary schooler, they probably need a little bit of help. If you're talking about maybe later middle school, high school ages, maybe you've already taught them something that they can do themselves, right? When they wake up. To, again, think about pouring into themselves. So maybe they're doing their own, there's so many apps right now for teens where they're on it, they're looking at a quick motivational quote, or they're saying something positive about themselves, or they're doing something that starts their day off in a positive manner. Yep. Someone said, teach them to believe in themselves. Absolutely. So what I started, oh gosh, I don't even know when we started, I think a couple months ago or so, but what I started with my son this year, so he's in 6th grade this year. And what I started with him was, so I do my own devotionals in the morning, but also starting him on recognizing how important it is to start his day like that. Right now, again, you have to assess, what do kids like, you all? What does this child like? Some kids don't want to read. Some kids don't want to write what they're grateful for. Some kids don't want to say positive things like, right. And that's okay, because there's literally like 100 different ways to do this. So make sure that you're doing something that the child also enjoys. I know for me, I adore my son. He loves sports. Like he is a sports kid. He's into it. He loves sports, right? He's not really a big reader. Right. So even though I got him this devotional, he's like, I don't know if I want to be reading every morning. Right. I love reading though, but that's okay. So I'm like, okay, you don't love reading? Well, that's fine. I'm going to read you. It's like 2 pages. It's something quick. It's like 2 minutes or less. Right. This little devotional that just starts the day. Like for us, it's spiritual. It doesn't have to be necessarily, it's whatever you believe in, but something positive to start the day. right? And again, if we're talking about little ones, you're going to have to help them a little bit more. If you're talking about a 12th grader, let's say it's something that maybe you've taught them to do that they have made their own habit and they enjoy doing. Very important, right? Someone said in our preschool program, we're getting children with speech delays and on the autism spectrum. I can't understand why pediatricians are not referring children for early services. Yes, super, super important. And again, it really depends on the ability levels. That's very important. And thank you for bringing that up. It depends on the ability level. Some kids are struggling with reading, right? So no, to be like, hey, read this every morning. Like, let's not do that. Like the point of this is not to do something that's frustrating. Or some kids may struggle with sensory issues, or some kids may struggle in some other area, right? So we have to be really creative. Some kids want to just hear something. Some kids may want to see something. Some kids may want to move their body in some way. Maybe it's yoga poses or whatever it is, but it's something that they're able to do and that they enjoy doing that helps them get through their day. Someone said, give them chores that will prepare them for the workforce. Absolutely. I wouldn't. Yes. But as far as the positivity in the morning, again, it just depends. So yeah, chores are very important. It definitely teaches independence. It definitely teaches work ethic. In the morning, thinking of something quick, 2 minutes or less. For some kids, chores can be a lot and stressful. So we want to de-stress, right? Definitely in the mornings. But the goal is to think about how can they positively start their day. I can tell you from the research, unfortunately, there's so much bullying that's happening with kids, especially cyberbullying, name calling, all sorts of things, you name it. Like that is what our kids are just thrown into. That is just the world we live in. So no, it doesn't make bullying go away to start positive talk in the morning. No, it doesn't cure anything, but it does help to just start the day like that, though. And eventually, like I said, the goal of this is to establish these healthy habits early in their childhood that they can bring into their adult years. We all know as adults, there are challenges that are going to happen in life. Like that's just what happens. There are challenges that are going to happen, and there's amazing, great things that are going to happen. Joyous things, hard things, joyous things, a lot of that. But we have to be teaching kids how to manage their emotions, how to manage their day. So one tool in the wellness toolkit is to think about how do they start their day. Happy Tuesday to you. Someone said, take the video games from them on occasion. Yes, definitely, for sure. Someone said, take the time to figure out what interests them and use that information to create something specific to them. Absolutely. This is not a one size fits all solution. I promise you it's not. I've met so many kids, hundreds and hundreds of kids over the years and the work I've done in families. And let me tell you, everybody's different, and that's okay. Kids have different needs. Kids learn in different ways. Kids respond to different things. I don't know if you've seen, it's the cutest thing, you all, but I love seeing the videos on social media. And there's like 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds, and they're like walking to school, let's say, with a parent, and they're repeating little affirmations like, I'm smart, I'm kind, I'm beautiful, like things like that. It's the cutest little thing because they could barely talk. There's these little teeny tiny kids. But, you have to be creative because maybe you don't have time at home to do these types of things. Like maybe it's just that hectic. I can think of some of my families I've served that had like 5 kids at home. Like it's hectic. It can be busy. So to be like, oh, we're going to do like a 2-minute exercise, which each kid can be really stressful. But again, being creative, maybe it's on the car ride then. Maybe it's on the car ride to school where they're hearing something positive or they're seeing something positive. Or maybe it's on the walk to school, or whichever way you can implement these things, get creative. Like that person says, it has to be specific to this child and the family. Everyone is different. Everyone responds to different things. Yep. Someone said, children with intellectual disabilities always need to be reassured. Again, yes, knowing what the kid's ability level is, right? There's kids have different abilities, whether it's physical abilities, intellectual abilities, social abilities, emotional abilities. Like we're all different. So we have to do what works for these kids. And someone said, individually show them love and affection before they start their day with a smile on their face, knowing they are loved individually, especially when they're siblings. Yes, so important, you all. Man, I can't tell you how much. There's so many things that kids need, but the simplest thing sometimes really goes a long way. When a child feels heard, when a child feels loved, like sometimes we take that for granted, how powerful that is for these kids, but it really, really goes a long way. Because again, kids are struggling with anxiety, they're struggling with depression. We're still going through post-COVID consequences, if you will, mentally, physically, emotionally. For some families, there's still things that families are dealing with that happened, even though it was a couple years ago. They're still trying to manage all that emotionally. Like, it's heavy. It can be really heavy right now. So again, feeling loved, feeling appreciated, feeling understood is a really big deal when it comes to our youth. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Thank you. Someone said happy birthday. Thank you. Someone said, my grandson has an intellectual disability. He is bullied every day at school. I taught him to fight. So don't ever make another person make you feel as if you're good enough. Yes. And unfortunately too, as I mentioned before, well, there's a lot of different groups of kids that the majority of kids will experience bullying at some point in their life, especially though, unfortunately, with kids that have different abilities, like they get bullied more. It's a sad thing. But also I've met a lot of kids that have different ability levels, and they are like champions of understanding bullying. Like they've grown so much in themselves, like to build themselves up so much because they had people pouring into them. They had such a strong support system, amazing family members, amazing friends, like people just pouring in the positivity about them, people overlooking, right? We don't have to just only focus on a disability, like seeing their strengths, seeing the amazing things about them and telling them that, and them being inspired and lifted up, uplifted, right? And then, and their sense of self, like developing that is it's so beautiful to see, frankly. I've met a lot of kids like that. So that is too one of our goals, again, doing this process and thinking about how can I do some type of quick exercise, see if they need help. And also the third thing for you all to think about today is are you consistent with it? Really, really important to be consistent. I totally understand. There's just certain days that are just hectic. You're like, man, I didn't do my affirmations, or we didn't do our stretches, or we didn't do our prayer, or we didn't do our, whatever it is that you're doing in the morning. It happens, right? We can't beat ourselves up, but as much as possible to be consistent with these kids is important, because again, we're not just, yes, we want them to feel good about themselves, of course, but we also want to teach them healthy habits. One of my biggest things that I always share time after time after time is I wish that I knew and really understood self-care when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, which I totally did not. Like, not at all. But I wish I understood that concept. I wish that I learned the skills early on, right? So we're not just saying like, oh, I want you, you're kind, you're beautiful, you're smart. We're not just saying that to say it to make them feel better, but we're teaching them like, man, I am important, right? Let me put my self-care, or let me put my mental health first. Let me make myself a priority. Let me have self-care in my life. As they get older, they understand those concepts. And then when they become adults, post high school, all those sorts of things, whatever they're going into in their life, they can continue these habits. Like, that is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to kids. Help them manage their emotions, help them manage their stress, help them understand themselves, help them understand that they are important, right? These are why we pour into these kids like this. Yep. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yep. Someone said many people are having children and not healed themselves. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And what I say to that's absolutely true. And some parents know, and some parents don't, right? If there are parents though that say, you know what, this is too much for me. Like I'm trying to heal or deal with, something else, but hopefully they're able to say, you know what, but I need someone to help. I need help. So I need my, a grandparent in their life, or an aunt or an uncle or mentor or whomever else. I need this person to help me in this situation. So again, you might not be a parent watching this. You might not be a grandparent. You might be someone's support system though, but you can still be involved in that child's life and you can still help them, right? You don't you don't have to be blood related to help a child. There are many amazing people helping children, like amazing mentors for kids that I've seen. And it's like, oh, it's so refreshing to see that, because yeah, family life might not be going well, but the mentors that child has to still uplift them, to still help them through is incredible. Right. So So yeah, so be that, whatever space you're at with kids, be that for them, or share this information with someone that you know needs it. Someone said, when children are being bullied, the best thing to equip them with are tools of communication, teaching them young to speak up and speak loud. Absolutely. And there's a lot now. A lot has been done. A lot of work has been done in schools to really help with bullying, just no nonsense policies and that sort of thing. So better ways to speak up about bullying, that sort of thing. There's a lot more education, thankfully, now about bullying, but absolutely. Let me see what someone said. Someone said togetherness is everything. Absolutely. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah. Someone said, I'm still doing amazing things despite a disability. Our children are our future. Absolutely. I have 4 children, and it's tough to have self-care for myself, yet alone my children, but I try to be there as much as I can for them. Beautiful. I love to hear that, because here's the thing. Everything on Mental Health Moment. So for those of you who are new, this is, I don't know, I kind of lost track. I keep losing track of the years. I think this is year 6-ish or something like that I've been on this platform. I'm grateful to be here, by the way, with each and every one of you. Grateful to Dr. Jackie King, who started Black Women Empowered Incorporated, who's just an amazing human being, to start this platform to help people all over the world. But what I can share with you is that, like you said, you're trying to do your best. That is literally all we can do is our best, right? But here's the difference. When you start to learn things, right? You start to learn different things. You're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Then your best might be better. What you think is your best today, when you learn different things 3 months from now, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I thought that was my best, but now I learned these things. Let me try to be better. And then you have a new best, right? And then maybe a year from now, you have another new best. So yes, do the best you can, but continue to learn. Continue to be here with this community. You guys are such an amazing community, right? You guys are usually listening in the chat, like, hey, this is what I'm doing for self-care. This is what I tried. This is my new thing. Like, here's how we're helping each other. Because again, when you learn new things, you add new things into your life. So I appreciate you, like you said, to, again, do as much as you can for those kids. That's what's important. Kids also see effort, you all. Nobody's perfect here. Okay. Nobody's perfect, including myself. A Mental Health Moment community, but though we do our best, right? And you keep learning. And for those of you, by the way, I just want to give a shout out because I always see your names, who literally show up like every single week. Like, that's so amazing to learn about ways to better yourself, to learn about ways to better youth in your life. Like, that's incredible. And that's commendable. So thank you, by the way, for that. Happy birthday from Chicago. Thank you. Someone said, these days it takes a village to raise a child. It is a lost art. Yep. Families need a community to build this back up. Thank you for shining light on us as individuals, taking more responsibility. Absolutely. Someone said we have to be more of a support system to one another. Absolutely. It really, and like you said, it takes a village. It absolutely does. But the good news, I think, there's pros and cons. Yes. With social media, we know there's people just tearing people down. A lot of negativity on social media, but there's also positivity too, right? You all, again, I'm not just saying that because you're here today on Mental Health Moment, but you all literally coming together as a community, you all speaking life into each other normally in this chat, you all sharing different things that you're doing, sharing different ideas, building each other up. Like, that's important, right? So continue to do that in this community for sure, but also outside of this community. If you learn something today and you're like, man, I'm not a parent anymore. Maybe I'm a grandparent or I'm an aunt, uncle, or whatever I am. But, I know a parent that needs to hear this message. Share this video with them. Or better yet, talk to them and be like, hey, you know what? Here's one thing I learned. Like, here's something that could help you, right? Something quick. People are busy. But again, make sure you're sharing information with others. If you see something online, you all, it's so simple now. If you see something motivational, if you see something inspirational, if you see something educational and it's reputable, share it with someone else, right? Share it to your network, share it with someone else. Make sure you're sharing this positive information with others, because I guarantee you there are people that need this information, right? There's people, there's a lot, there's so much in the world of mental health, but people need this information. Happy born day. Thank you. Birthday wishes. Thank you. Yep. Someone said taking VATS has been a game changer for my mental health. Beautiful. And again, here's the thing, you all. So today, because for those of you just not tuning in, I'm wrapping up here, but the first Tuesday of every month is specifically devoted to youth mental health. However, when you think about what is it that you have changed in your life when it comes to self-care, when it comes to building yourself up, you try something, you're like, man, this is working really well. Like that person said, like, I'm trying baths or I'm trying this and that. Here's the thing to think about. You can also share those things with youth in your life as well. Again, age appropriate. So what a 3-year-old is doing is not the same as a 13-year-old, not the same as an 18-year-old. We get that. Age appropriate, but share those things when you find those things also, right? And however, also adapt to what this child or teen cares about too, because they might not always care about the same exact thing as you, but you can adapt it to how they want to experience that, right? So for some kids, I know I've talked to a lot of teens that are like, music, like that's my thing, that calms me down, that relieves my stress, that reduces my anxiety. Great, celebrate that with them, because that's their thing. For you, you might be like, I don't care about music. That's not my thing. It's all good, but it's their thing, right? So celebrate when they find something positive and healthy to use for self-care, to use to lift themselves up, to use to motivate themselves, inspire themselves. Celebrate that with them as well. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Someone said, we all make mistakes. We must be a child's friend when they need someone to talk to. They know that they can depend on us. Yes, they need to know that. They really do. Kids, yes, they need a lot of support, frankly. I mean, there's so many research articles that talk about the power of social support. It is extremely, extremely underrated, you all. Social support, when a child feels like someone cares about them, when a child feels like they are supported, it is so powerful. It's so powerful. It's so healing on a lot of different levels. So yes, make sure that you are absolutely supporting these kids in your life. And before I wrap up here, I want to say thank you again for all the birthday wishes in the chat, you all. So my birthday is in 2 days and I love celebrating. So this is my birthday week, I call it. So I'm going to spend some time with my best friend. I'm going to spend some time with my family. I'm going to spend some time with my girls brunch, my ladies only brunch on Sunday, my annual ladies only brunch on Sunday. I think this is like year 9 or 10 or something. We've been doing this. So it's just a good time. And I'm super excited to spend my birthday in that way, but also because I love giving back. I'm asking you all today. I don't ask too many things, I don't think, on Mental Health Moment from you all. But if you want to celebrate my birthday also with me, then you can always go to ryanneesfoundation.org. Give any donation, any size is accepted. If it's $5, $25, $50, $1,000. No, I'm just saying. Everything counts though. Everything counts. It's an amazing program helping youth. We're talking about youth today, but definitely helping youth, helping other people in the community as well. I've been a part of the board for like 8 years, I believe now. And I can say behind the scenes, all the people working on the foundation are amazing. And what we do in the community is also extraordinary. So if you wanted to give a donation for my birthday, I would so appreciate it. And you can always send me a message on either Instagram, Dr.Hammond, Facebook, Dr. Nekeshia Hammond, LinkedIn, Dr. Nekeshia Hammond, or Twitter, Dr._Hammond, and just say, hey, I donated for your birthday, and I'll be super excited. So someone said my birthday is tomorrow, hashtag Libra gang. Yes, Libras are the best signs, but just saying. We're amazing, I'm just saying. Libras are great, but I'm a little biased. But that's awesome. Happy birthday to you as well. And thank you again for the birthday wishes. I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So I will see you back, and we'll be, yes, talking more ways for you to become the best version of who you are so you can show up for yourself and for those around you. I will see you all next week. Have an amazing week. I know I will on birthday week, but have an amazing week. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So bye, everyone. Take care.